Welcome and congratulations on taking a step to studying abroad. I'm Helen, one of the program managers at the Education Abroad office in Philadelphia here at Temple. And today we'll answer all your questions, including the who, what, when, where, why, and how of studying abroad at Temple, Japan. So to start with what we'll learn today, we'll cover a bit in this session. First, what the ways studying abroad can benefit you. There's a lot of different whys, but I'll give you a few to start with. Then we'll cover the opportunities at Temple, Japan, so academics, and then also outside the classroom opportunities. We'll also give introductions to both of our campuses in Japan and more opportunities there. Finally, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what factors can affect costs there and how to get started on your application and some next steps. So first of all, talking about why study abroad in the first place and why Temple, Japan. So students will all have a lot of different reasons, and there's a lot of valid different reasons in order to study abroad. So for one example, there is Charles Jenkins, who is one of our student bloggers for a fall semester. He enjoyed his time exploring Japan, both his own identity and the culture around him. So some students study abroad to meet the deer in Nara and feed them, or to discover a part of their own identity, or a little bit of everything. I'm here to help you discover your why and to show you how possible the how can be. So more of our questions being answered. For who, it is all full-time degree-seeking students, both Temple and visiting students who are in good academic and disciplinary standing. The first time you can study abroad is as early as the summer after your freshman year. We do require that students have at least 2 semesters of college under their belt before going abroad. This also includes transfer students who are able to study abroad. With that, there's a lot of flexibility for many majors, especially at Temple, Japan. There's opportunities across disciplines. Another good thing is that proficiency in Japanese is not required. The courses at Temple, Japan are taught in English, so you're able to get the most out of the academics, but also study language like Japanese if you'd like to in the classroom. As far as when to go, Temple, Japan has programs throughout the year. So some students go for a whole academic year, both semesters. You can also go just for a fall semester, just for the spring or for the summer. Normally students go abroad during their junior year, but you can make it work to go sophomore, junior, or maybe even senior year. With that, another thing I want to note is the summer session at Temple, Japan is unique since it's 10 weeks. So as far as summer programs go, it's pretty long and can give you an experience like a regular semester if you can't fit it in anywhere else in your academic plan. And then also about where, there's 2 complementary campuses that we'll talk about today, one in Tokyo and one new one in Kyoto for Temple, Japan. One caveat down here at the bottom, there are entry year programs available at Temple, Japan. However, they're run through Temple admissions. So if you're a high school student looking to apply to Temple as a whole, congratulations, glad you're here. I'm going to put you to admissions if you want to do your first year in Japan. It's a program that's amazing and great. It just goes through a different channel. So those opportunities are available there. So more about diving into the where. So Temple University Japan campus in Tokyo recently just celebrated its 40th anniversary last year. It's in the heart of Tokyo, a dynamic modern city that's woven with ancient traditions. As you can see here, the campus is represented right in the heart of Tokyo, the cherry red still going strong. In Japan, you'll be able to study alongside degree-seeking students from all over the world in a truly international classroom. We typically see about 100 to 200 study abroad students each semester, but there are more than 2,000 matriculated students who are earning their degrees at Temple, Japan. You can take courses in a variety of disciplines with international faculty and a robust internship program, and we'll get more into that as well. So to start, the 2 campuses in Japan, we have Temple campuses all over the world, but these are the ones we're focusing on today, starting with Kyoto in Western Japan and Tokyo, Japan in the capital. So starting with Tokyo, this is the campus that celebrated its 40th anniversary in 2023. It is one of the oldest and largest foreign universities in Japan, has outlasted many other programs. As I mentioned, it's located in the heart of Tokyo. It's southwest of Shibuya Station, which is one of the largest crosswalks in the world. Over 2 million people cross every day. So right in the hustle and bustle of it. The campus itself has modern facilities, has recently been renovated to add more technology, studio space, and opportunities for students such as computer labs, a library, studio art spaces, and a traditional university setting. So that being said, it is a very student-centered and international campus. So you'll be studying with not only study abroad students from Temple and other universities, but from students all over the world. So you're able to not only get the international experience of being in Tokyo, but of working and living with other students. So like I mentioned, there's about 2,000 undergraduate students from 60 countries. So you'll be in amazing company over there to broaden your horizons. Finally, Temple Japan has a nationally recognized internship program. They have strong connections with organizations across Tokyo to place students. A lot of students actually get job offers from these placements, and it's across a different span of industries and disciplines. So as far as what you can study in Japan, it is almost everything. This is a list of a lot of the most represented courses, everything from art and art history, Asian studies, of course, a strong program in that, but it also includes computer science, media studies, production, and psychology. For some of these tracks, like computer science and psychology, you can take the whole track there. So computer science and psychology students can take their capstones there to finish your program. There's also a lot of gen eds available for students. So if you have any of those saved up, any that you haven't gotten to quite yet, those you can do in Japan, as well as any free electives you might have in your program. So a lot of different opportunities. Full course lists and estimates of what will be available are on our website as well if you want to do some academic planning. Now, switching a little bit, moving about 2 hours, we are going to talk about our Kyoto campus. So this is the new campus that is going to start and open its doors in spring 2025. Very exciting for both the university and Japan. It is going to be focused more on a traditional study abroad model with a focus on the language, cultural immersion, and getting you into the art scene. So the courses will mostly be, at least at the start, focusing on the Japanese language, culture, more on the liberal arts side. In addition to those gen eds, so that students can have some space for that and upper level courses, there will be some art courses and our architecture program there as well. So another unique part is that classes will only be from Monday to Thursday, so that the Fridays are going to be saved for students to do cultural excursions, immersion activities, and to travel to be able to have that flexibility. So a little bit more about Kyoto itself. It is the cultural mecca of Japan, with history as the formal imperial capital. So Tokyo is the capital now, but Kyoto used to be that famed spot. It also has a rich history of art, both traditional and more modern. The campus itself is a shared campus that is on a cultural heritage property, so we're sharing space with a lot of Japanese history in a big, wide, open campus, as you can see. It's also located right outside of those landmarks of Japan. So as you can see, temples right in the heart of the center. Another good thing is it's located right along a train line, one of the JR lines, so you can hop on over to Tokyo on one of the bullet trains if you want to spend a weekend down there, or hop over to Osaka, Nara. It's very centrally located within Japan as well. The Kyoto program will also be a smaller cohort of students focused on that experiential learning. So if that's something you're interested in, this could be a good option. What will not change across the campus is that it will be a student-centered international campus, just like the Tokyo program. You'll be with a diverse set of student population, working with faculty from across the world to really get the most out of the experience. So outside of that, there's also strong student life support and activities at both campuses. You'll have support of what we call the Office of Student Services and Engagement, OSSE. They will help you from everything from landing, getting your visa paperwork, getting outside the classroom, and really be a resource for you there. To start, you'll have Welcome Week activities on either campus, which is a week-long orientation to get you oriented in Japan, have some fun. You'll take grocery store trips, you'll meet other students, both in the study abroad program and in general, and really be able to have the red carpet rolled out for you in Japan. There'll also be excursions throughout Tokyo and Japan for the semester, so the team will organize trips and excursions so that you can go experience life outside the classroom. There's also dozens of student organizations that are available, from everything from hobby clubs, the anime club is particularly popular, to professional chapters and leadership organizations. They don't quite have as many as Temple main campus, but they are getting up there with us to offer more opportunities for students. And finally, there's a lot of opportunities to interact with the staff, particularly Dean Matt Wilson, who's very engaged with students. You can find him playing ping pong with students, handing out Taco Bell burritos, like with the lunch with the dean events. He's really involved, wants to talk with students, particularly study abroad students, to not only help you get acclimated to Japan, but figure out what your experience is like, to give you tips and tricks and add you to that community there. So now that we talked about all the wonderful things, I'm going to ground it a little bit with some of the nitty-gritty. So one of the questions we get the most often is studying abroad affordable? Can I really do it? And with enough planning, preparation, and help from our office, most students are able to do it. So first of all, how much is tuition? Temple students will pay base rate Temple tuition while at Temple Japan. So this means the CLA College of Liberal Arts rate. So if you're in a different college, you'll be paying less tuition at Temple Japan. If you're in the College of Liberal Arts, you'll be paying the same. There won't be a price difference. We also have very detailed cost sheets on our website that include other things to budget for, including your flight, food, and other out-of-pocket costs, so that you can go into the program knowing almost exactly what you need. The other good news is that financial aid typically applies for these programs. So you can use your federal grants, federal loans on the program. If you have any questions about your package, check with Student Financial Services, but students are able to use these in order to fund the program. One note is that sometimes there's less aid available for summer, so that's something to pay attention to and budget for as well, if that's when you're planning to go abroad. One of the biggest pieces of advice that we have is apply for scholarships. There's so much money out there on the table for studying abroad, and students simply aren't applying for it. So we recommend to research on your own for things that you're applicable for, and we also have a list on our website. Off the top of my head, a few I want to highlight. Number one is the Gilman Scholarship, which is particularly for students who receive the Pell Grant in their federal financial aid. This is a good opportunity for students with that financial need to apply to study abroad. There's also the Freeman Asia Scholarship, which is a good opportunity specifically geographically located for this region. So that kind of narrows the pool too. Finally, through our office, we have need-based applications for scholarships that you can do right in the application. There's a checkbox there to be considered if you would like to be. And there's also for Kyoto for this upcoming semester for spring 2025, we will have a scholarship program that any Temple students who apply, are approved, and submit their deposit by September 1st will receive an automatic award of $1,000. More information about that is on our website, but that's another opportunity if you're interested in the Kyoto program. And finally, another piece of advice, especially if you have a little more time before your program, is to save, to budget beforehand, to give yourself the most flexibility while you're on the ground, a little more pocket money for souvenirs to really make this a possibility. Right. So if anything that I said today piqued your interest, here are a few next steps to stay connected with our office and with the program. First of all, I encourage you, no matter when you are, to plan early. It's never too early to start, and it's also never too late to start. So stay in contact with our office, your academic advisor, Student Financial Services, to get some of these pieces of the puzzle together. I also recommend that you register for Foundations of Study Abroad. We offer them virtually and in person through our office. It's a great first step to not only learn more about Temple Japan, but all of the programs available for Temple students. So that's a good place to start. We also have walk-in hours at our office that you can come and talk to us about quick questions, and then you can start your application. It's all available online on studyabroad.temple.edu. To get more in contact with us, we are physically located on Temple's main campus at 200 Tunnelman Learning Center. Our email address and phone number are up there. As far as summer advising goes, we'll have in-person walk-in hours Monday and Thursday during those times, and virtual advising on Wednesdays and Fridays as well. Finally, if you want to continue connected with us and particularly with our students, we have students on our social media page all the time talking about their experiences, their tips, their tricks. Our blog is a really good place for long-form content if you want to read more about like Charles's journeys and explorations. TikTok is a good way to stay informed too. Our PAs run it and they're wonderful with that. So we hope that you'll stay connected with us and hope to see your application soon.